Katara, we have to give him a chance.
I swear I've changed. I was a troubled person and I let my anger get out of control. But I don't even have the gang now. I've put all that behind me.
You're lying!
He's not lying.
How can you tell?
I can feel his breathing and heartbeat. When people lie, there's a physical reaction. He's telling the truth.
Katara, we don't have any leads. If Jet says he can take us to Appa, we have to check it out.
All right. But we're not letting you out of our sight.
Okay, so ito ay just a few exam checklist. Okay, pero siguro ang favorite ko dyan, yung iba syempre night before, medyo matagal pa naman ang inyong board exam. Pero ito yung try not to cram. Okay? So, yun nga yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. So, since this will be our last meeting, so I would just like to remind all of you, okay, na ang bawat araw, okay, before your exam is very important. Yung bawat review classes nyo, hindi man ma-discuss lahat ng mga points, lessons, pero again, if merong ma-mention at hindi nyo pa masyadong naiintindihan, okay, para hindi kayo mag-cram sa latter part ng review nyo, okay, I suggest, okay, na sabi ko nga sa inyo last time, if kaya pa ng inyong mga katawan, ng inyong utak, okay, na before your morning review class, okay, try to allot like 1 hour or 2 hours, okay, na mag-aral pa. And then pag uwi nyo sa bahay, kung kaya pa din, medyo mag-nap lang ng sandali, and then aral pa din. Okay? Because ang labanan dito is yung retention. Okay? Kung ano yung mga maaalala nyo, okay, na mga points or lessons na na-review nyo na maisasagot nyo sa board exam. So, try not to cram. Okay? Huwag nyong sabihin na, ano pa naman, ang board exam, ilang months pa. Okay? So, medyo mag-i-enjoy muna ako. Of course, don't forget to enjoy. Okay? Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, isa sa paraan para ma-enjoy nyo yung process na to o yung journey of review nyo, wag nyo lang siyang i-take na kailangan ko makapasa ng board exam. Of course, yun yung kailangan yung makapasa. Pero yung biggest why nyo, okay? Yung deeper why nyo. Okay, na pag pinag-aaralan yung index of refraction, okay, i-relate nyo sa totoong practice. Okay, na in the future, kapag meron kayo nakita na edematous cornea, bababa palang index of refraction, kaya pala nagko-complain ng blurring of vision yung pasyente. So, try nyo siyang i-relate sa totoong buhay so that you'll be able to really appreciate, okay, na yung mga lessons na inaaral nyo. Bakit ba may mga angle lambda, angle kappa na yan? 'Di ba? Sa totoo naman, pag nag-practice ako, di ko naman magagamit yan. O, yan, very important din yan. Okay? In your future practice. So, appreciate nyo siya. So, i-relate nyo sa totoong buhay para hindi kayo mainip, hindi kayo, mabore mag-aral. Okay? O yan, get organized. As much as possible na kung meron kayong study table sa inyong dorm o kaya sa inyong bahay, much better. Okay? Hindi yung notes nyo ng pharma nandirito, tapos yung notes nyo ng bio na nandirito, maya-maya nawala. Okay? So, mas maganda organize kayo physically para din mentally, emotionally, spiritually, lahat yan ay organized. Okay? And, eto maganda, visualize success. So, as early as now, i-visualize nyo na, imagine nyo na nakamit nyo na yung goal nyo, whether makapasa ng board exam, okay, or mag-top ng board exam, okay, name your goal, okay, pray for it and work hard. So, picture yourself being calm and confident in your exam, okay, at wag nyo kakalimutan magkaroon ng enough na tulog, okay. So, ano pa ba yung skip the stressors. Okay, so sabi nga natin, determine the things that distract you, whether social media yan, o medyo nakaka-stress ang nangyayari sa gobyerno. Okay, so wag nyo munang isipin yon. So mag-review kayong mabuti so that you'll be, more useful na mga individuals and citizens in the future. Okay? So, ayan. And treat yourself. O, paminsan-minsan, treat niyo sarili niyo kasi nag-a-attend kayo ng review classes, hindi kayo uma-absent. So, yung mga small victories and wins niyo, so celebrate niyo rin siya from time to time. Okay? Sige. So, let us continue our discussion. So, we will now review the different factors affecting the size of the retinal image. So, bakit ba importante ito? Why is it important? Kasi ang size ng retinal image, okay, determines how large an object appears on the retina. Okay, which directly affects the patient's visual acuity, image clarity, and perceived size. So, alam naman natin, di ba, sa visual acuity. So, dapat ang retinal image must be large enough to stimulate a sufficient number of photoreceptors, especially in the fovea. Kasi ang mga sobrang liliit na retinal image may reduce the ability to resolve fine details. Okay? That's why we have to study or remember the different factors affecting the size of the retinal image. Again, pagka mas malaki ang retinal image, this will stimulate a sufficient number of photoreceptors, especially in the fovea, which is the cones. Okay? And in contrast naman to what I have said, kapag ka sobrang maliit, okay, if very small retinal image are produced, this may reduce the ability to resolve fine details, affecting the visual acuity of the patient. Okay? So, yung perceived size din. Okay? So, yung size of retinal image, okay, has something to do with the perceived size kasi alam natin that the brain interprets the object size partly from the size of the image formed on the retina. Okay, so kapag meron changes in the image size, okay, it will make the object appear larger or smaller. So doon nangyayari yung magnification and minification. Okay? At kayo in the future, 'di ba, kapag tayo nagpe-prescribe ng mga spectacles o mga contact lenses, may epekto. Okay? Kasi yung mga different corrective lenses na ginagamit natin can alter the retinal image size. Okay, so let's say, ang prescribe nyo is +10 compared sa isang -5. Okay, may difference yun sa retinal image ng pasyente. Alam natin that high plus lenses magnify retinal images. However, yung mga high minus lenses natin, they minify retinal images. Okay, at very important din ito sa mga pasyente natin, let's say merong anisometropia, 'di ba? Or meron silang unequal amount or degree of refractive error. Okay? Kapag merong unequal refractive error, pati ang retinal image sizes are also not equal, and this will lead to anisekonia. And of course, the binocular vision of the patient will be affected, yung fusion and stereopsis. Okay, kasi kapag merong large differences in the retinal sizes, this can cause eye strain, sa mga symptoms, diplopia, or even suppression. Okay? So, what are the different factors affecting the size of the retinal image? One of which is the object size. Okay? So, a physically larger object increases the numerator of the visual angle. So, ano ba ibig sabihin nitong numerator? Okay? So, kasi we are using the formula, okay, to be able to calculate the visual angle. Okay? To get the visual angle, paki-take note nyo na lang. Okay, visual angle is equal to object size over the distance to object. Object size over distance to object. That is the formula we use to calculate the visual angle. So habang nag-i-increase ang object size, okay, lumalaki ang visual angle. It subtends a larger visual angle at the eye's first nodal point. This forces the light rays to diverge wider, casting a larger image profile across the photoreceptor matrix. Sabi nga natin kanina, 'di ba, that the retinal image affects the visual acuity. Kasi mas malaki ang retinal image, this will stimulate a sufficient or more number of photoreceptors that will cause a more ability to resolve fine details. So ito yung sinasabi natin. So for example, so ang kanina ang natin, one factor na dinidiscuss natin is the object size. Okay? So makikita natin dito, ayan. So same sila ng distance. Ito yung nasa taas. Leaf B at saka si leaf A. Okay? Same distance, magkaiba sila ng object size. So let's say, sige nga, computein nyo. So let's say, itong si leaf A is 50 centimeters. Okay? Let's say, itong si leaf A, ang size niya is 50 centimeters. Si leaf B, ang size niya is 100 centimeters. Between the two, alin ang merong larger visual angle? Si A or si B? Let's say si leaf A is 50 centimeters. Tapos si leaf B ay 100 centimeters ang kanyang size. So between the two, alin dito ang magpo-produce ng larger visual angle? Using the formula that we have mentioned earlier. Si leaf A or si leaf B? Sino ang magpo-produce ng larger visual angle? Leaf A or leaf B? Same distance sila. Okay? Okay. Hindi ko pa pala nabibigay. Ang distance nila, let's say, is 50 centimeters. Sorry. Tama yung question. 50 centimeters. Same sila ng distance. Okay? So again, the question is, so ang object size ni leaf A is 50 centimeters, si leaf B ay 100 centimeters. Ang object distance nila parehong 50 centimeters. So using the formula, which will produce a larger visual angle? Leaf A or leaf B? Okay, so using the formula to calculate the visual angle, sabi natin, object size divided by the distance to object. So, kung kukumputin natin si leaf A, ano ang magiging visual angle niya? 50 centimeters divided by 50 centimeters, 1. Okay? Si leaf B, 100 centimeters, mas malaki siya. Mas malaki ang object size, 100 centimeters. Divided by 50 centimeters, same sila ng distance. Okay? So, 100 divided by 50, that is 2. Okay? So, larger ang visual angle ni leaf B. Okay? So, yan yung sinasabi natin. Okay, that a physically larger object increases the numerator of the visual angle. Okay? Using the formula object size. So, pag mas mataas ang object size, okay, at same ang kanilang distance to object, mas malaki ang visual angle na naproproduce. Okay? Because it will stimulate a larger photoreceptor matrix or more number of photoreceptors that will yield to a greater ability to perceive, okay, fine details. So, the size of the retinal image varies directly as the size of the object. Yan yung formula lang natin na na-mention kanina. And inversely, as the distance between the object and the eye. That is, it varies directly as the visual angle. Okay? So, ang ibig sabihin lang niyan is, a larger object will cast a larger image on the retina. When we are talking of the image size, a larger object will cast a larger image on the retina. However, smaller objects will produce smaller retinal images, provided the two objects are at the same distance. Okay, the larger one will create or will produce a larger visual angle and will form a larger image on the retina. So, ang example nito, 'di ba pagka nakakakita tayo ng mga billboards, so yung billboard will form a larger retinal image than a smartphone held at the same distance. So, ito ay medyo common sense na. Okay? Yan. Kaya madali lang ito. Okay? Next, the object distance. So, another factor affecting the size of the retinal image is the object distance. Bringing an object closer to the eye increases its visual angle. Okay? An object moves nearer, the geometric cone of light entering the pupil widens. This directly increases the size of the projected image on the retina. Conversely, moving an object further makes its visual angle shrink, creating a smaller retinal image. So when we are talking of the object distance from the eye, the closer an object is to the eye, the larger its visual angle and retinal image. So makikita nyo dito sa mga sample illustrations natin. Itong mas malapit na puno, okay, creates a larger visual angle and therefore creating a larger retinal image as compared to a farther tree, okay, na nagkikreate ng smaller visual angle, therefore creating a smaller retinal image. Same din dito sa baba. Okay, ganun din siya. Mas malaki yung visual angle na po-produce kapag mas malapit yung object as compared to the object that is positioned further from the eye. Mas maliit yung visual angle na napoproduce. Diba? So, ano ang nito? Halimbawa, yung thumb nyo, pinosisyon nyo siya malapit sa face nyo. Okay? Tapos, merong building sa malayo. Diba? Yung sobrang layo. So, mag-a-appear na mas malaki yung thumb nyo compared to the building that is located far away. Okay, because of the object distance. Even though we know, okay, that the building is actually much larger than your thumb. Okay, so ano naka-apekto dun sa retinal image? The object distance. Next, another factor affecting the size of the retinal image would be the axial length. Okay? So, in the case of myopia, particularly axial myopia kung saan ang eyeball ng pasyente is longer than the normal, the retina sits further. Mas malayo siya from the nodal point. Again, nasaan nga located ang nodal point? Sa discussion natin kanina, this is where the light rays pass through undeviated. Diba? Medyo magkalapit sila ni principal points. Okay? After sila halos ng lens. Okay? So, kapag mas mahaba ang mata, the retina, mas lumalayo ang retina from the nodal point. So, the light rays have more distance to diverge after crossing the nodal point. So, this will cast a larger uncorrected retinal image, though blurry without glasses. Okay? So again, a longer eye produces a larger retinal image. Because, ano ang explanation nun? Because the retina is further from the eye's nodal point. Okay? In contrast naman, okay, kapag ang pasyente ay hyperopic, particularly due to axial length, kung maliit or maikli ang mata, shorter eye, so the retina sits closer to the nodal point dahil medyo maliit or ma-short yung kanyang eye, the retina is positioned closer to the nodal point. So the rays have less space to diverge, projecting a smaller retinal image. Okay, so a shorter eye produces a smaller retinal image. So, ano ang clinical, nito? Paano nyo siya i-relate? So, ang mga pasyente nating may myopia, particularly ang axial myopia, usually they have longer eyes or axial length and tend to have larger retinal image. Wala pang lens yan ha, uncorrected. Okay? Ang mga hyperopic eyes naman, since usually ang kanilang eyeball is shorter than the normal, okay, so ang tendency is to have smaller retinal image because the retina sits closer to the nodal point because of a shorter axial length. Okay, so ano na yung mga na-discuss natin? Factors affecting the size of the retinal image. 1, size of the object. 2, object distance. 3, the axial length of the eye. So yung kanilang mga relationships with each other, please remember those. Okay? Another one would be the vertex distance. Okay? So, madalas natin itong naririnig, di ba? So, yung vertex distance that refers to the space between the spectacle lens and the cornea. Okay? That is the space or the distance between the spectacle lens and the cornea. So, the magnification or minification of an image depends heavily on the distance between the corrective lens and the eye's vertex distance, the eye's front focal point. Okay? Kaya 'di ba ang glasses, they cause a noticeable minification effect. Okay? Lalo na sa mga myopic. Contact lenses naman, they minimizes the minification or magnification effect, keeping the retinal image size much closer to its natural uncorrected state. Okay? So kasi 'di ba usually ang vertex distance ng mga eyeglasses ay approximately 12 millimeters away from the cornea. So itong distance na to, 12 millimeters away, causes a noticeable minification effect or magnification effect depending on the lens prescribed to the patient. Okay? Kaya nga 'di ba, meron tayong lalo na kapag sobrang tataas ng grado ng pasyente, or let's say there is a huge difference between the degree of error of refraction between right and left eye, it's better to prescribe contact lenses to the patient because it minimizes the minification and magnification effect. Okay, mas nag-a-appear na natural ang retinal image size. Okay? So ano ang kailangan nating tandaan dyan? So for plus lenses, diba, increasing the vertex distance increases magnification. Increasing the vertex distance increases magnification. At for minus lenses, increasing vertex distance increases minification. Again, for plus lenses, increasing the vertex distance, pag mas malayo yung frame, it increases magnification. For minus lenses, increasing the vertex distance increases minification. Okay? Kaya pag mas malayo yung salamin, it actually alters the retinal image size. Hindi siya mas natural sa pasyente. Kaya we usually prescribe contact lenses to the patient. Okay? Kaya di ba pag nagko-convert tayo, especially yung mga high prescriptions from glasses to contact lenses, nagkakaroon ng alteration or changes sa retinal image size because the contact lenses is directly touching the cornea. Okay? Another factor affecting the size of the retinal image would be the refractive error. So, in uncorrected myopia, again, uncorrected myopia, the eyeball's focusing power is too strong for its length, causing light to focus in front of the retina before spreading out into a large, blurry circle. Okay? When corrected with a minus concave lens, the final size of the sharp image depends entirely on whether we prescribe eyeglasses or contact lenses. Kasi alam natin, pagka uncorrected, ano nga yung kaninang na-mention natin? For axial myopes, generally, they will produce larger retinal image because the retina is positioned further from the nodal point. Pag uncorrected. Pag uncorrected hyperopia naman, especially if it's axial hyperopia, smaller yung retinal image na naproproduce because the retina is positioned or sits closer to the nodal point, producing a smaller retinal image. Okay? Pero naiiba ito once tayo ay mag-prescribe na. Kapag nagsuot na ng lens yung pasyente. Nagva-vary siya whether eyeglasses yung prescribe natin. Bakit? Pag eyeglasses, because of the vertex distance. Okay? At kapag contact lenses na mas malapit or positioned na siya, okay, directly on the cornea. So the refractive error also affects the size of the retinal image, whether it is corrected or uncorrected. Another one is the pupil size. So a dilated pupil allows highly oblique peripheral light rays to enter. So if the eye has optical imperfections, these peripheral rays create blur circles that blur the edges of the image. Okay? Distorting the size and clarity of the objects boundaries. So ito yung na-mention natin kanina, yung kanina pa nating discussion about yung dinidiscuss natin yung optical features of the schematic eye. Okay, the relation between the dilated pupil and the constricted pupil, yung larger pupil versus the smaller pupil in relation to the retinal image quality. The last one would be the neural factors. Okay? So conditions like anisakounia occur when the brain receives two significantly different image sizes from each eye. Okay? This happens when the patient has an equal prescription between the left and the right eye. So ang brain, it will have difficulty fusing these different sizes together, which can affect the spatial perception, depth perception of the patient. Okay? So ito, since meron pa naman tayong time, we'll try to review yung part ng kasi na-discuss na sa inyo or na-review na sa inyo yung other process of seeing. So dun tayo sa perceptual or kung pwede pasadahan natin ng unti yung earlier parts ng process of seeing. Okay? So these are the different factors affecting the size of the retinal image. So please answer this. Okay, so a patient moves a reading card from 40 centimeters to 20 centimeters. What happens to the retinal image size? Correct answer is increases. So kapag mas lumapit ang object distance, mas malaki ang visual angle na napoproduce. Okay? Next, compared with an emmetropic eye, an axial myopic eye generally produces So, dun sa question kanina, ang wag niyong kakalimutan doon ay, sabi nga natin kanina, if you bring the object closer, okay, pagka mas lumapit ang object distance, it increases the visual angle. Therefore, it increases the retinal image size. Okay? So, yun yung connection nila, visual angle and the retinal image size produced. Sige, anong sagot nyo dito? Yung iba? So, ang correct answer is letter B. Okay? So, pag eggshell myopic eye, it will generally produce larger retinal image. So, since ang eggshell myopes have longer eyes, okay, so yung distance ng retina sits further from the nodal point. Okay, increasing the distance of the retina from the nodal point. Okay, kaya nagka-cast siya ng larger retinal image. As compared naman kapag eggshell hyperopic eye, it produces smaller retinal image dahil mas malapit ang retina to the nodal point. So letter B. Next, which of the following would produce the smallest retinal image? Okay, so the correct answer is letter B. Okay? So, alin daw ang magpo-produce ng smallest retinal image? Kapag mas maliit ang object size at kapag pinosisyon mo pa siya, okay, malayo, okay, from the eye. Okay? So, the smaller the object size, the greater the object distance, this will produce the smallest retinal image as compared to the other scenarios. Next, how does uncorrected eggshell myopia affect the retinal image size of an object compared to an emmetropic eye? Okay, this one is related to the previous question. So, correct answer is letter B. Okay, it will make the retinal image larger. Okay? Alam niyo na yung reason doon. Because of the distance of the retina to the nodal point. Okay, last one. If an observer moves a plus-powered spectacle lens closer to an eye, what happens to the size of the retinal image? Okay, so anong tamang sagot? Kapag nilapit daw ang plus powered sa mata ng pasyente, what happens to the retinal image size? So letter B ang correct answer. The image size decreases. Okay? So again, kapag plus lenses, okay, pag in-increase natin yung vertex distance, nag-i-increase ang magnification. Kapag dinecrease mo ang vertex distance in the case of plus lenses, the magnification also decreases. Okay? In the case naman of prescribing minus lenses, in the case of myopia, kapag in-increase mo ang vertex distance using minus lenses, you increase minification. However, if you decrease the vertex distance, nilapit mo siya sa mata, this decreases minification. Okay? Kaya ang conclusion natin, especially kung matataas ang grado ng pasyente, it's better to prescribe contact lenses. Kasi either plus yan or minus, kapag dinecrease mo ang vertex distance, it's either you decrease magnification in the case of plus lenses, and in the case of minus lenses, you decrease minification, giving a more natural retinal image quality and size to the patient. Okay? As compared kapag naka-glasses siya. So, dito tayo nagtatapos sa lesson na to, pero still we have time. So, let me just open yung isang PowerPoint. Okay, para meron pa tayong ma-review. Okay, sa remaining time natin. Sige, for a while lang. Okay, sige. So, ito ay, about the process of seeing. So, na-review na ba to sa inyo nila Doc Kyle? Charles, na-review na to ni Doc Kyle? Kurt? Ha? Yes?
The lesson note niya po.
Okay, sige. So, pasadahan lang natin siya, no? Since we still have time. So, ito we've been mentioning about the visual system, na it acts as a receiver of information about the visual images and also a processor of the visual sensory input. So, part of the central nervous system that is required for receiving, processing, and interpreting visual information. So, ito napakita natin to sa inyo last time. So, the visual system is comprised of the optical system and the perceptual system. So, sa perceptual system, dito pumapasok yung functions ng frontal lobe, parietal, the occipital lobe, particularly the visual cortex, and the temporal lobe. So, yung physiology na last time natin na discuss in relation to optics, dito yun halos nangyayari sa optical system. Okay? Pero sabi nga natin, hindi siya nagtatapos up to the retina o yung image formation na nangyayari sa retina. It has to be received, integrated, and interpreted by our brain. Okay? So parang in relation din yan to stimulus response phenomenon. Okay? So, yung physical process, ayan, na-discuss na siguro sa inyo that this refers to the impinging of an incident ray of light upon the eye and its transmission through the various transparent media of the eye. So, dito halos tayo nag-focus last time sa refraction. Okay? Kung paano siya nagta-travel up to the retina. Okay? And then, we have the photochemical process, also called phototransduction. So ito naman, this refers to what happens after the light reaches the retina. Okay? Specifically, kung paano ang light rays ay nako-convert into electrical signals by our photoreceptors through a chemical reaction triggered by light. So kapag ang light nag-reach na siya sa retina, nagkakaroon na ng phototransduction. Okay? So in both rods and cones, which are the light-sensitive photopigments located sa outer segments ng layers of the retina. So, alam natin that the rods are photopigments. Makikita nyo yan, ito. Yan. Reside within the stalks of a free-floating membrane discs. Okay? And our cones are the photopigments found in the infolding of the outer cell membrane that remain connected to the ciliary stalk. Okay, and we have three types of cones. We have the S, the M, and the L cones. Okay, depending on the wavelengths of light kung saan sila pinaka-sensitive. Okay? So, ang isomerization, this refers to the chemical process by which a compound is transformed into other forms with the same chemical composition, but with different structure or configuration, and generally with different physical and chemical properties. Okay, so dito makikita nyo dito sa picture, okay, na kapag ang light strikes the rhodopsin, so alam natin that the rhodopsin, this is the main pigment found in the cones or our visual purple. Okay? So, sa mata, okay, meron tayong molecule in the photoreceptor cell. Okay? Nag-isomerize siya or nag-change siya ng shape after absorbing the light. Okay? Sa case naman ng cones, ang pigments natin doon ang photopsin. So, sila rin isomerize. Okay, pero ito, we have three types, the red, the green, and the blue cones. So basically, kapag ang light ay nag-strike sa rhodopsin, in the cases of rods, nag-undergo siya ng changes or alteration sa shape. Okay, so makikita nyo dyan, yung 11-cis retinal, okay, magiging all transretinal siya. So from inactive state, magiging active state siya. And this change or alteration from inactive state to active state is what we call photoisomerization. Okay, so ito yung important chemical reaction that starts the vision process. Kaya tinawag nating photochemical process. Okay? So pag photochemical process, this refers to the transformation of radiant energy at the retina into some other form of energy. Okay? So, ito rin yung isang version noong absorption na tinatawag natin. Last time kasi, di ba, yung sa absorption na na-discuss din natin ay more of ang light kapag na-absorb ng isang material, that yung specific light rays na yon, yung wavelength na yon, na na-absorb will not be detected by the human eye. At yung nagre-reflect, that will be detected or perceived by the human eye. Ang isa naman na absorption ay nangyayari rin sa photoreceptors natin. Okay? That is where the light is absorbed and transformed into the electrochemical signals used by the nervous system called transduction. Okay? So ano ba yung sensory transduction? This is the conversion of a sensory stimulus from one form to another. So in sensory transduction, a chemical or physical stimulus, which is light, is transduced by sensory receptors into electrical signal. Kasi kung hindi siya ma-alter or ma-change into electrical signal, hindi masisimulan yung process of vision. Okay, kaya napaka-importante ng functions ng ating photoreceptors dito sa second process of seeing, which is the photochemical process. Okay? Okay, so yung photoreceptors, alam nyo naman na ito, they are sensory cells that are very sensitive to light. And they contain light-sensitive molecules that we call visual pigments, na ang kanilang function is to absorb light. Okay, para maging ready na to be converted as electrical signals. So sa rods, we call it pigment rhodopsin or visual purple. For cones, we call it pigment iodopsin or visual yellow. So ito lang, baka makadagdag sa inyong notes. So these are some of the differences, okay, between the rods and the cones. So the rods are located outside of the fovea. Ang cones, they are found in fovea. So ang rod cells, they function for their function is for night vision. Ang ating cones naman for day vision. For visual acuity or resolution, ang rod cells, ang kanilang quantity is low. Ang kanilang visual acuity resolution is high. Connection to nerve fibers, if you will look at the picture or illustration of our retina, several rods attached to a single bipolar cell. However, sa cones, one cone cell per bipolar cell. Color sensitivity, rods, they are sensitive to all wavelengths. Cone cell certain wavelengths, particularly red, green, and blue. Type of vision, achromatic, black and white. Cone cells can perceive color. Number of types, 1. All have rhodopsin pigment. Cone cells, 3. Relative abundance, high. Ang cone cells natin, low. So, ang rods natin, approximately, we have 120 million as compared to cones na nasa 7 million siya. Okay? So, these are the photoreceptors related to the image-forming activities of the retina. But again, we have mentioned last time, another photoreceptor which is responsible for the non-image forming activities of the retina, which is our intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells that are very sensitive to blue light. Okay? Alam nyo na yan. Ito, meron kayong separate discussion about this. Tama? In relation to the different anomalous or yung mga color deficiency. Okay? Okay, so punta tayo dito sa may psychological or interpretative process. So the occipital lobe is one of the 4 major lobes of the cerebral cortex. Okay, so the occipital lobe is the visual processing center of the brain, containing most of the anatomical region of the visual cortex. Okay, alam natin that the occipital lobe is solely responsible for absorbing and processing the raw image data sent by the optical system to our perceptual system. Kung maaalala nyo yung ating buong visual system. Okay, kaya kapag merong injury, okay, let's say sa occipital lobe, okay, or kapag merong mga diseases affecting the occipital lobe, this can result in levels of visual disturbances to the patient or even blindness. So the primary visual cortex is the Brodmann area 17, commonly called V1 or the visual 1. Okay? So itong V1, this is the primary visual cortex or the striate cortex. Okay? Tawag natin dyan ay striate cortex dahil dun sa presence of large bands, kung makikita nyo, doon sa picture. Okay? And it is located in the most posterior portion of the occipital lobe, also corresponds to area 17. This is V1 or the primary visual cortex or the striate cortex. It corresponds to Area 17, kung saan nagsisimula ang reconstitution ng image or processing ng image. But if you can see, we still have V2 or the secondary visual cortex that corresponds to areas 18 and 19 na responsible sa i-interpret ng complex informations. The secondary visual cortex, which consists of the areas 18 and 19. So, the parietal lobe, sabi natin, yung iba't ibang lobes of the brain have contributions when it comes to the interpretation of the visual information. So, ang parietal lobe, it plays a big role in visuospatial cognition. Okay? So, pag sinabi natin visuospatial cognition, it is our ability to recognize and be able to adjust to physical space around us. So kasama dito yung ability natin to perceive depth perception, ability to navigate around our environment, and it guides our movement. Okay? So itong parietal lobe, this is important in identifying objects and understanding its relation to its space or environment. So yun yung ability ng isang person to be able to compare his or her own body in comparison to the objects around him or her. Okay? The frontal lobe. So ang frontal lobe, this is considered as the largest section of the brain located in the front area of the head. Okay? Although the frontal lobe is believed to be not directly involved to vision, pero ang frontal cortex ensures us of mental focus. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pag mental focus, ibig sabihin, you are able to identify the correct object out of the many objects around you. Okay? So, ito yung, kung maaalala niyo yung sa visual perceptual skills natin, visual figure ground. Okay? Kung saan kahit na very cluttered yung environment, you are able to locate. For example, kailangan mong makuha yung medyas mo sa napakagulo mong cabinet. Okay? So the frontal lobe helps us for mental focus o dun sa visual figure ground skills. So ang temporal lobe, ito yung sides of the brain natin. They are involved in short-term memory, speech, musical rhythm, and some degree of smell recognition. So kanina we have mentioned the visual cortex. So again, the occipital lobe itself contains different sections. Yun yung mga na-mention natin kanina. At bawat area or section has different set of functions. Okay, so they play an important role in processing visual information. And it is located in the occipital lobe in the back of the skull. So kanina, na-mention natin yung V1 or the primary visual cortex known as the Brodmann Area 17 and our secondary visual cortices known as Brodmann Areas 18 and 19. Okay? Although mamaya, makikita nyo, meron pa tayong V3, V4, and V5 which surrounds the V1 or the primary visual cortex. So the visual cortex is a system comprised of 5 areas, okay, that serve as processors of visual input. So ang V1, we call it primary visual cortex, where the image is initially processed. Okay? Then the information proceeds to V2, V3, V4, and V5 accordingly for the recognition, identification, and categorization of the image, as well as the spatial attention for eye movement responses. So mamaya, tingnan natin yung functions nila. So the V1, or the primary visual cortex, it is where the brain begins to reconstitute the image from the receptive fields of the cells of the retina. Okay, so ito na mention na natin kanina. Pero ang V1, okay, meron pa tayong mga V2 up to V5. Correct? Mamaya makikita nyo ano yung functions nung iba, yung V3 to V5. Pero you have to remember that the visual information continues through 2 major cortical systems for processing visual information. Siguro na-mention na yun sa inyo before, i-review nyo rin yung ventral pathway, okay, and the dorsal pathway. So yung ventral pathway is the pathway that extends to the temporal lobe, which is involved in recognizing objects. And for dorsal pathway naman, this is the pathway that projects to the parietal lobe, which is essential for locating objects. So again, kanina sabi natin ang parietal lobe is responsible for visuospatial recognition. So that is your ability to be able to discern your relationship between your environment. Nasaan ka? Your location, okay, in relation to your environment. Pag ventral, it extends to the temporal lobe, which is responsible in recognizing detailed, fine objects. Okay? So ito, take note nyo lang that together, these 4 regions provide a complete map of the visual world. So again, sa V1, dito yung initial reconstitution or processing of the visual image. Pero ganun kagaling ang Lord sa pagkaka-create sa atin because may fine-tuning. So para lang din yung sabi natin, di ba, sinasala. Okay? So that it will end up to a better quality of image. Okay? So yung V2, it is responsible for processing of form, color, motion, and stereopsis. Okay? Although, marami sila, kung mapapansin nyo, may iba silang pare-pareho sila. Yung V2, same na nagpa-process ng motion. Okay? Yan. So, yung V2, V3 is responsible for orientation, motion, and depth perception. V4, they are responsible for color analysis, spatial and orientation, tuning, and spatial vision. V5, or the middle temporal, okay, they are tuned to motion. So these are the other visual cortices. So these are the 2 major cortical systems for processing visual information na na-mention natin kanina. We have the ventral pathway that extends to the temporal lobe and involved in recognizing objects. And we have the dorsal pathway that projects to the parietal lobe, which is essential for locating objects. Yan. So makikita nyo dito sa illustration. So yung ating ventral pathway is responsible for processing the what, such as answering or describing the color, the texture, the pictorial details, shape, and size. Kapag naman dorsal pathway, it projects to the parietal lobe and is responsible for visuospatial processing. Okay? As to the description of location, movement, spatial transformation, and spatial relations. So the dorsal stream relates to spatial understanding. So pag sinabi natin spatial understanding or awareness, that refers to our awareness of our surroundings and our position in relation to them. So it's important in knowing our location, our distance to the other object, and our personal space. So it answers where we are and how we guide movement in relation to the things around us and to our environment. So ito, dorsal stream, responsible siya or importante siya sa pag-communicate sa ating muscles, okay, or other body parts that are responsible for controlling our eye, our hand, leg movements, and other movements of our body parts. Ang lower or ang ventral stream naman, okay, helps identify, recognize, and categorize what we see. So, siya na yung sumasagot doon sa color, sa shape, okay, sa size, okay, the what. Neurons in the retina responding to visual stimuli. Oh, I think we have mentioned this before when we were discussing the different layers of the, anong layer yon ng visual pathway, kung naaalala nyo. Yung sabi natin, 6 layers. Sige nga, anong layer yung na-discuss natin last time? Okay. Yung iba. Na-discuss natin to last time. Okay, the lateral geniculate body. So we have the magnocellular cells or the large neurons in the retina, okay, that is responsible for movement detection. And the parvocellular cells or the smaller neurons are the ones responsible for spatial resolution. So pag sinabing magkaiba yung kanina na spatial, pag sabi nating spatial resolution in connection to parvocellular cells, it refers to the quality of the image and its description to how detailed an object can be as to the size, okay, as to the color, okay, yun. Yung details. Okay, take note nyo na lang ito. The large magnocellular cells or the M cells carry visual neural information along the upper dorsal stream of the brain to help us understand motion. It tells us about the where of things, where objects exist in relation to ourselves, and how we guide our movement in relation to those objects. But not what they look like, kasi that is the role of our parvocellular cells. Okay? So, ang parvocellular or the P cells carry visual information along the ventral stream of the brain and they process visual information about shape, size, color, clarity, contrast, and detail. So it helps us understand the visual information related to the appearance of the object and it answers the what of things. Sige nga, okay. So ito pakisagutan nyo, I think 5 questions lang to and then we're done. Sige, so sagutan nyo nga, which change triggers the photochemical reaction in rhodopsin? Okay, so the answer is letter C. 11 cis retinal becomes all transretinal. So from inactive to active state. Okay? Na nire-ready na for the electrical signals to be processed na sa ating visual pathway. Number 2. In which layer of the retina does phototransduction primarily occur? Okay, photoreceptor layer, letter D. Next, what is the functional significance of the fovea centralis in vision? Okay, letter B, region of highest visual acuity and cone density. 4. Which photoreceptor pigment is involved in color vision and has 3 different types, sensitive to different wavelengths? Letter D. Yung letter A, kanino yung pigment, photoreceptor pigment, yung letter A. Yung letter A. Naalala nyo ba yung melanopsin? Inaalala nyo no, yung pagkakasunod ng letters. Yung melanopsin. Naalala? Ayun. IPRGC-S. Okay? Last one. The visual cortex receives signals from which part of the thalamus? Okay, letter D, the lateral geniculate nucleus. Okay? Sige. So, ito ay additional info nyo lang, although ito ay hindi naman assigned sa, sa time natin, pero I believe this was already discussed, okay, by Dr. Kyle or sila Dr. Lanorio, kaya sila Dr. Brian. Okay? So, if ever man merong mga hindi na i-cover doon, so isama nyo na lang siya sa mga aaralan nyo. So, are there questions or clarifications? Meron ba? So, before I dismiss you, ayan. So, this will be, my last session, okay, with you. So, I'll pray for you and I'm hoping for the best. So, kung ilan kayo man dito at yung mga iba sa inyo na wala, so, ang aking prayer ay makita ang mga pangalan nyo sa mga successful na nakapasa or nag-top ng board exam. Okay? So, ayan. So, yung mga kanina nating mga checklist, no? So, yan. So, wag kayong mag-cram. So, as early as now, mag-aral kayong mabuti, but don't forget to assess from time to time your emotional health, spiritual health, and your mental health para hindi naiipon ang mga stresses, no, sa inyong mga utak at sa inyong mga isip. So, balance lang. But most importantly, don't forget to spend time to pray, to read the Bible, kasi that is very important. Yan ang unang-una. Kahit na sobra kayong nag-aral, pero ang may control pa rin sa lalabas sa mga question sa board exam ay ang Panginoon. Okay? So, kaya minsan, hindi naman tawag doon ay swerte, pero iyon talagang kinaloob ng Panginoon na lumabas ng mga, sets of questions. Diba? So, talagang more on divine, pa rin yan. Kailangan natin ng divine help more than, but at the same time, gawin natin yung best natin. So, let's work hard, you study hard, okay? And of course, in advance, I would like to congratulate all of you kasi kayo ay mga future colleagues na natin sa field of optometry. Okay? So kung wala na kayong questions or clarification, so you can have your lunch in preparation for your next review class. So makulimlim, masarap matulog, magnap muna kayo at kumain. So with that, have a good day. Nice meeting all of you dun sa mga bago kong mga nakamit today. So have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Doc, thank you so much.
Thank you po, Doc.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, Doc.
Ay, yung iba sa inyong magkakasama.
Opo,
Sige,
Doc.
bye-bye. God bless. Ingat.
Bless po,
Thank you,
ingat.
Doc.
Okay.